Hello, and welcome back to SoulHubFeels. And I'm back with Jeremy, of course. And today we're going to be talking about autism, as Jeremy here was, let's see, how long ago was that? Like 2 or 3 months ago, you were finally diagnosed
I think it was like
with
it was
autism
last summer.
last summer. So, I guess it's a new year, isn't it? I guess that was like 6 months ago then.
Yeah.
I thought I was here for that.
No, I don't think you were.
Maybe probably just talked on the phone then.
Yeah.
But yeah, they from what I was looking at research wise, they said most people they figure it out like within the first 3 years of life. So you being 30, 31, right?
Yeah, 31.
That's what I thought. You being 31, we're like way you're a little off.
It's counted as late diagnosed. There is a lot of late diagnosed out there.
I guess on that note, how long have you been wanting to go get the test?
I guess I kind of figured it out probably like 5 or 6 years ago that I probably was, but my brain wouldn't let me claim that to anybody until I was officially diagnosed, because you get what's called imposter syndrome when you are autistic. And so you gotta mask and pretend you're a normal person to everybody around you, so then you always feel like an imposter. And so subconsciously you believe that you're faking things because you are faking a lot of things. And so then it's like you see all this information on autism and you're like, oh, hey, that's me, I have that. But then you're like, wait, but I fake things. And so then you think you're faking that too. So it's kind of paradoxical if you think about it.
Okay. How? What? What made you decide to go finally get it done? If you want to, if you want to say.
It was because I was different enough that, if I walk into work and I'm not masking as well and my arms are up to my chest and stuff, people will see me and think, what is he up to? He looks suspicious. He's up to something. And then they'll start watching me more and more, and they're like, okay, I gotta figure this guy out because something's up. And then I'll pull out my phone to check the time, and they'll be like, that's it, Jeremy just wanted to be on his phone. And so then they'll go run into the boss and be like, I just seen Jeremy on his phone for like 45 minutes. But really, what happened is they were watching me work for 45 minutes, but thinking something was up. And then I pulled out the phone, and now they believe this story. And so it creates a lot of problems at work and in society just in general. But if I tell them autism, like if I pick up on the fact that somebody's watching me or this event happens, I can say, well, they just seen my autism mannerism and they read too much into it. And so then it makes things more fair when it comes to the working environment. But my brain wouldn't allow me to claim autism until it was officially diagnosed because of that imposter syndrome.
Well, and, from the sounds of it, because I think we've talked about it before, how OCD can kind of play a role in it. So is that kind of what you're saying there?
Yeah, and I am like diagnosed with OCD as well.
The OCD is kind of like, no, I can't proclaim this because it's not on paper, basically, I guess is a way of saying it.
So once I got it on paper, now I can say it to anybody and not feel like I'm lying and faking it.
I kind of get that.
Even though I knew it was true the entire time.
I guess on that note, you kind of already answered it a little bit, but how does that autism like affect your daily routine or your daily, your life to life on a daily level outside of like the sensory, because it's kind of the next question.
Yeah, I guess I kind of answered that. When it comes to interactions with other people, they can read me wrong if they don't know it's autism. Otherwise, I'm just existing as me, and I really don't know if there's much of a difference between other people, even though I know there's a difference.
Okay. I guess what sensory experiences do you find challenging with it?
Um,
With
all the
autism? No.
all the time, I have bad sensory. All the time, I'll just all of a sudden the lights will be too bright and sounds will be too loud, and textures will feel all wrong. My skin will feel like a gooey slime of disgust, and then it just like overwhelms me as the day goes on.
Does that play any role with like the mirror thing that we've talked about before? Like you see yourself in the mirror and it's
I think
is
so.
that somewhat connected to
I
autism or
I believe it is. I think it's a symptom of autism, but what it's called is body like dysmorphia, dysphoria. Um, it's like I look in the mirror and it's like, oh, that's not correct. That's the wrong body. That's the wrong face. But there is no right face for me either. But like the more I look into the mirror, the worse my face gets, even though it doesn't actually change. It's just a sensation.
you're I guess I want to say I can kind of relate to this because but it comes from more of a stance on like you look in the mirror, you're looking at yourself, you slowly start to see more detail, and it's like a I suppose you're not like well, kind of like yeah you're disgusted with yourself, but it's like a
Yeah,
what is it? You want to believe that you're good looking, but then you look at yourself and you're like, yeah, I'm ugly.
yeah, like objectively, I know I'm not ugly because I've had a lot of people be attracted to me throughout my life. So just like looking at the facts of my personal experience, I know that I'm not ugly, and I see people that look like me, and I'm like, oh, they look fine. But and sometimes if I change up my face, like grow out a beard, grow out my hair or something, then it goes away for a little bit. But then like it slowly starts coming back. So I don't know if I think that I'm ugly or if something else is like going on. It's like my face is wrong. Like if one day you woke up and you had blonde hair and green eyes and uh you're like, this isn't my face, this is the wrong face, and then it starts slowly turning into disgust.
I can I can definitely relate to the like I hate looking in the mirror. I mean, I brush my teeth and I'm kind of a casual when it comes to that because I'll brush my teeth right there in front of the mirror and then I check my teeth. It's just kind of
Yeah, and
I don't
that's
know,
fine as long as I'm not thinking
but
about it. Or...
I'll look up and see myself and be like bothered by it, and which is weird because kind of like what you said, you've getting a little off topic here, but it's like I've dated these women that are very, very attractive and pretty. I mean, I've I want to say the lowest I've ever honestly dated is still at least a 6.
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's
And
like factually you know you're not ugly.
and I look at myself and I could rate myself like there's really attractive guys out there, and there's really ugly guys out there. I'd put myself probably right in the middle. But I've had people tell me like, no, you're probably like a 7, 8 on a realistic level.
Yeah, like I could go and get like plastic surgery done and work out and be the most 10 out of 10 most attractive, perfect looking guy. And that would help for a little bit with
That's
the mirror.
not true. You're not 6 foot.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. And I could be the most aesthetically attractive guy in the world. And like it would help for a bit because my face would be different, but eventually I'm gonna do the same thing to that face as well. It's just because it's my face. It doesn't matter how attractive I am.
I guess is there any? I mean, let's see. You said lights and sound. Um, I mean, is there anything else?
Textures.
Textures.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes taste. Like taste will get too intense and it'll make me nauseous if I try to eat.
The tastes are definitely a weird one. I've understood the light. Actually, I had the light one earlier today.
Yeah.
Because it's like I've been sitting in the dark all day and I really wanted the light on, but I just knew it'd be too bright if you turned it on.
Yeah,
Luckily, we have dimming lights in here, so
a good way to describe it to people where they could have an experience to relate to it is like when the light's too bright when they have a migraine.
I am not diagnosed with autism, just by the way, and I've never claimed to have autism or anything like that.
You do have ADHD though, and there is a lot of overlapping symptoms.
I would say I probably have the OCD too, but I don't like claiming I have something without knowing it. So the only thing I have diagnosed would be my epilepsy.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So you're kind of like me in that aspect too. Like you want to see it on paper before you
right.
claim it.
I mean, I definitely see the symptoms of ADHD. I'm a
Yeah.
but I also don't want to claim something that
Unless if you see it on paper.
Yeah, on paper.
Yeah.
It just feels wrong and could be insulting, I guess, to some people.
You might have a little bit of that imposter syndrome going on too. Because ADHD people do have to mask to a point as well.
Yeah, somewhat, I guess. I think the masking is a bit over in my life right now, but that's a different topic.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, can you describe like a time you felt overwhelmed by sensory, and like what helped you through that sensory? I know a lot of the time, like fidgets are the obvious ones.
Yeah, fidgets and distractions, and if I have the option, like the Temple Grandin squeeze machine thing. If I get squeezed, that will cure it.
Oh,
that's also kind of small spaces. I can climb into a small space.
I guess that will be kind of another episode as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, if I'm out in public, it would be fidgets. Like that's one nice thing about the phone nowadays is being on your phone and staring at a screen is halfway normal behavior in public. So I can just do that as a fidget, and then I look normal. I just look like I'm distracted by my phone, even though I might still be paying attention to everything around me.
Objectum is going to be our next episode if you guys are curious at all. What I was...
Objectum sexuality.
I was going to say objectum in general.
Yeah.
I want to be a little more broad about it because then we can cover the multiple topics in the episode. I guess, how do you prefer to communicate when you're finding it difficult to speak? Like, I know there's been a few times where you had like a like you're having your sensory or something, but we need to go do something, and I know it's important we go do that thing, and it does involve you, so. I
mean, I guess I'm not really entirely sure if I do communicate in that moment. Usually,
you can kind of, I guess, body language.
Yeah, if you pick up that I am having sensory, because a lot of times I'm out of, the autism community calls it spoons, and what the spoons are is like mental energy points. So it's like you got 5 mental energy points to be able to do something in a day, and once you run out of those things, you shut down. And mine is linked to saying yes and no to things, and so I can't tell people no once I run out of those spoons or mental points, and so then I end up in running around more, and then it will lead to a meltdown, which you've seen before.
Yeah. Do we want to mention the last mental breakdown? I don't actually remember the last one.
Probably the cabinet door. I don't. Punching the cabinet.
Which you don't really get too physical, honestly. I mean, not outside of like what a normal person would do, I feel like. Because I mean, like, slam something down, slam your fist down, you know, I feel like that's pretty much the most dramatic you've been with it.
Yeah, I tried to suppress it. I
but
always go into suppression mode.
I would say that last time you suppressed it for too long, and you punched the cupboard out, and then just like ran off. Oh, that's right. You went to the car that one day.
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, I don't. I think it was everybody was just having ADHD, and I was overstimulated. I think it had something to do with big dude downstairs.
Big dude downstairs. Martha.
Martha. Yeah, we'll call him Martha.
Yeah. Well, it tends.
Oh
we
no,
tend
it
to
was
have.
the dog. The dog kept licking
Oh,
the tips
licked
of
your
my
hand?
fingers. Yeah, he sneaks up and like sniffs your booty hole just in a constant. And like he's like a magnet. Like you try to push him off, and he goes right back on there. And then he like licks the tips of your fingers. And I was overstimulated and upstairs, and you guys were kind of hyper. And then you called me downstairs. And I don't know why I just came down. Like I should have just stayed up there, and then the dog did that, and then I melted down. And
Well, Martha does have a way also of like. Martha's not the dog, by the way. Martha has a way of. We'll have ADHD together, but I won't get touchy. I get more loud, and then he gets more touchy.
yeah, he'll
And
put
then
his hands all over.
and I know touchy will drive you way more crazy than me just being loud.
Yeah, I'm definitely the autistic where somebody touching you will
Don't touch
set
me!
you,
Don't touch me! Don't touch
will
me!
set you off. Yeah. And
Speaking of Martha,
Martha thinks it's funny, so he'll put it. He'll purposely try to trigger it.
yeah, it's never a fun thing.
Yeah. And then once you get mad, then he gets offended.
Usually, how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take this in a bit of a different direction here. What does autistic burnout feel like to you? Because I know you've talked about it a bit with like work. You're like, oh, here in like 2-3 years, I'm really feeling like this burnout's gonna hit, and I'm gonna, I'm just not gonna be able to handle working. To an extent, I guess.
It's almost kind of like a depression, but it's not depression. But it's like a complete exhaustion of mental and physical energy. And so just to be able to do any tasks is like rubbing your teeth on concrete.
So basically, instead of, I guess, so it kind of, to me, what it sounds like, anyways, it sounds like instead of like, because a lot of people will have like something big go on in their life, and then they'll have that depression, or and then they basically won't be able to like work for a while because that depression just hits so hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But
Except for yours is a build up to that.
Yeah.
Whereas instead of one event causes it to be that way.
Yeah, it's like a build up. And it's like, and like when you get in that burnout, then sensories trigger more often too. And meltdowns trigger more often. But it's like the depression minus like the despair feeling, because I've had depression before. But it's like minus the despair or the lack of feeling.
I mean, so you've had a burnout before.
Yeah, I've burnt out. I've burnt out many times. I just haven't reached that major one where I'd be down for years.
I guess are you worried about the major one being more like depression because of the variables
It can lead to depression.
Right, that'll come along with it.
Yeah.
I guess.
It'll definitely lead to depression. But the burnout would be causing the depression. And I suppose they would probably cycle on each other. Like you get depressed and then you feel more burnout. Because now you have that extra mental stress on you.
I gotcha. Do you have a bit of a strategy plan for that at all? Or have you been already kind of...
Well, I got that sense like when I was like 18 or 19 that I was going to have that happen. But that was like before I knew that that was a thing in the autism community. Like that happens to a lot of autistic people. Like they'll be fine for the first 10 years of working or something, and then all of a sudden they burn out because they're taking extra energy that they don't have from the future.
I'm a little bit curious because like I said, I don't like to proclaim that I'm autistic because I don't have that written in paper anywhere, or ADHD, don't have it written down, but I am curious because from my own kind of viewpoints, I guess my own history, I have this problem with jobs or careers where I can only handle to a limit. There's a hard limit with jobs for me.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I'm having a burnout with these jobs.
I have questioned that with
It's
you.
it's very ritually too.
Yeah.
But yet there's things where if I really love to do them, I don't have that. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just as simple as that, or do you possibly think it could be more?
It's probably along those lines.
Okay, yeah, because like where I currently am about to start working again, um, I don't feel like there's gonna be that risk of a burnout as much.
Yeah, it's a simple job.
Yeah, it's a simple, easygoing job. I can throw my headphones in, get my stuff done, and go home every day. I can listen to podcasts or music or just YouTube videos. I can, you know what I mean? I know I don't really have to be super attentive either, which is nice.
And that's kind of what has helped save me or push my possible burnout further away, is having this job because of that reason.
Um,
Versus if I would have been continued working in like Walmart or something, I would have probably burned out 5 years ago.
I guess what kind of support system do you have with it? With having autism, I guess.
For me, being late diagnosed, I had to figure out a lot of it myself. My family's pretty
sink
good.
or swim style.
Yeah, my family is pretty good at help and support, but I suppose my lifelong plan, how we talked about when I sensed it when I was about 19, and so I started making plans around it back then, and so I knew that I would eventually have to buy a house because I knew that a landlord would eventually start to hate me because of my mannerisms, but I didn't know it was because of mannerisms. I just knew that people that had power over me eventually just hate me, and then they make it their personal goal to destroy me. And so I'm like, I gotta limit how many people have an authority over me. And so like buying this house that we're in right now eliminated the landlord, because the banks aren't going to care if I'm walking around like a T-Rex. They just want to see their paycheck.
Now you are the landlord, in a way.
Yep. And then switching to this night job where I'm working by myself, it didn't completely eliminate a boss over me, and I do sometimes still have trouble. Kind of like how what just happened, where I had a perfect attendance last year for work, but then I took a month off with my vacation time, and then I returned, and they completely forgot that I never call into work, and they thinking that I'm the number one call-in, and so then they're having a meeting with me, and I'm like, well,
there was a lot of comparing you to Martha downstairs, because Martha worked there, and it was a lot of Martha calls out at least once, twice a week, the entire time they worked there.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it seemed like they were saying it was you.
Yeah. Like, he completely forgot that it wasn't me calling in. And I'm like, we can check the system. We have a record of this. And that's kind of just another problem with being autistic, too, is a lot of times somebody will mess up somewhere, and then they'll forget who did it, and they're like, who was that? Who was that standing there? Or that guy over there standing there weirdly. And so he got his arms up like a T-Rex, so it must be him.
Well, it happens. I'll put it that way. I've had my own experiences that are kind of similar to that, actually. So,
Yeah.
I get it.
And so yeah, so I guess I do still kind of have trouble like that, but it's a lot less since I'm not working with somebody every single day and I'm by myself most of the time.
So, with having autism, you have special interests that typically make you different from most people. Like we said, we were going to talk about one of them in the next episode, but do you have any others that you kind of feel you have?
Was that the supernatural one?
No, that was the like the squishing and
Oh, okay. That kind of
the
goes
objectum.
Yeah, I don't know if that counts as a special interest versus an autistic need and then a sexuality mixed in with that, which we'll get into that with that. But like a special interest would be like, you know how the roommate downstairs is all about Warframe and has played that game for like past 5 years, just constantly. That's a special interest.
I gotcha. Do you have any other special interests?
My special interest is supernatural experiences and searching for them.
I guess.
And that could be a whole episode in itself.
I was going to say, do you have... I mean, we are going to talk about supernatural, but do you have, like, one little instance you want to kind of bring up?
Oh, I guess in my claim is I've been able to see spirits my whole life.
You got anything else on that?
Yeah, I mean, I could talk for hours on it. Different abilities and different experiments that I've done with things.
So this is one of the questions I definitely wanted to save for last on here. But what's one thing people misunderstand about autism that you'd like to clarify?
That you're not, at least for me in my case, I'm not stupid. I actually believe that my autism makes me very intelligent. It's just I move weird and I talk weird, so this guy's stupid. And so I guess the dumbest thing that I've ever done in my life was believe them when they told me that I was stupid. But I can see the patterns and like everything, and I can make predictions on what's going to happen in the future based off of just patterns that happen in life. And so I'm like,
and these have been things that have been kind of tested in a weird way, where you write it down or you say something, but
yeah, and this I don't even claim is part of the. I used to think it was part of the supernatural, but then I studied my own brain a little bit more, and I'm like, no, I'm just remembering all of the past events, and I'm making calculations for the future.
Right. It's autism. A lot of people with autism I've noticed aren't stupid, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I hate why they get that rep of being stupid.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just people being bullies is simply what it is.
It's just bullies.
But it's like they're smart, and they have that one area where they're super smart, and I think that's where yours is. You can read people, and you can read events that you've seen, and you write them down, and like you said, you can calculate them because it's there's like a percentage where you can get it right.
Yeah, about
because
80%
you're just going. People tend to make the same mistake over and over again too. They do the same thing over and over again. It's something that, because we've now been friends since 2019, and we have gotten to the point where we can predict each other
Yeah,
really badly.
ADHD does have that pattern recognition as well.
So, I'll predict, like, you not going to church today, or
It's getting louder.
are you getting mad at your phone?
Yes. It's like getting louder and louder each time it goes off.
See, there's little things we can always guess, and sometimes they're harder to guess than other times, especially if you don't know the person you're guessing. But then you can just use context clues a lot.
Yeah.
So I think you're very good at finding context clues, whether they're whether you actually know they're there or you subconsciously know they're there. You can somehow manage to put them together and predict.
Yeah.
Very, very accurately, if
I have two different forms of thinking that I call it. One form is the inner dialogue, where you say words in your head. And then the other form is a little bit harder to describe, but it's more of a quick process of information. And the way that I kind of describe it is like, you can look at a cup and you know what the cup is without saying the word cup. And so you have this, what do they call that? It's like an emotional recognition almost, because you use the same sensations as feelings to know what something is. And so I call that fast thinking, because in that form of thinking I can think of a whole bunch of stuff, and time like almost slows down in that type of thinking because I'm not using dialogue. And then that's where all of the calculations happen. And so I'll pull up memories, and it almost runs like a computer. And I think everybody does it. I just think people don't notice that they do it.
Okay. So, what would you say? Okay, how much have you looked into autism, or would you be able to recognize what savant syndrome is?
Yeah, that's like autistic guy that's never touched a piano goes up to a piano and starts playing Mozart immediately.
Okay, so yeah, it's the rare condition in which a person with serious mental disabilities, including autistic disorder, have some island of genius, which stands in marked. Yeah, I can't even finish reading the damn thing. Basically, they're super smart.
Yep. They'll have a super smart ability.
Have you ever come across anyone, or know of anyone that may have
I
it?
questioned Michael because he could play the piano, but I think that was just a learned skill. But I don't know if I have. That impressed me in the moment. But I mean, I've seen people on the internet, but I just don't know if I've come across anybody. I don't have any savant skills like that. I guess my best skill is reading people. Even though that's kind of like counterdictive to what people think autistic people can do. They think that you can't read people. And I do not 100% know if that's true or not, or if they just read it in a different way. But it's like, a lot of times I know what people are thinking just based off of...
What am I thinking right now? That's about right. See, you got it right.
There was a time there too. There was a time there too where I thought I could read minds, but then I'm like, no, I'm just doing that pattern recognition thing again. But I guess any skill that I would have that I would say is close to a savant skill would be reading people.
I suppose, is there anything else you want to say about autism? You barely got the word out.
No, I don't know. You ask a question like that and the brain shuts off.
Any other like odd scenarios you've had with autism, or how like how'd the test go? I don't even know how they test for it. Is it just like a
I think they had different types of tests. Like they had me fill out paperwork, and then they said describe these things that you want to describe. And a lot of times in that kind of stuff, I'll mask my autism and I won't over explain. But for that one, I decided to over explain because I'm like, that's probably what they're looking for. But I got lucky because I'm pretty sure the psychiatrist that tested me was autistic himself. And I didn't ask him, but he seemed like me, so. And I think that's where I got lucky, where he could read it a lot better, because when you get a neurotypical doing the test, a lot of people in the autism community say that the psychiatrist already has the decision before they even meet you, and they decided to say no. And so people will put thousands of dollars into trying to get a test done, to be told no as soon as they walk in.
and as of the time you had your test, you said that they got rid of there's like three.
Yeah, there's 3 forms of autism. The
That's what I thought.
autism 1, 2, and 3, and they stopped diagnosing the Asperger's. So if I would have got it when I was a kid, I would have got diagnosed with Asperger's, but I got diagnosed with autism 1. But it's a like a spectrum, so, and then it fluctuates as well, and so officially there's only a 1, a 2, and a 3, but it definitely does have a 1.5 and a 2.6 kind
Okay.
of scale going on. And so I believe that I fluctuate between 1.7 and 2.3. But I was at a 1 when I went in to get the test done. But the he said that everything about me read as a 2, but since I own a house, they're putting me as a 1. And so I'm like, well, I'm pretty much a 2 then. I just ended up in getting lucky with how certain things in
I guess
life
how
worked
did the
out.
yeah I was gonna say, so how does the house make you a 1? Do you have any idea?
They just said because most people on the autism spectrum wouldn't have been able to pull that off if you were a 2. And so everything about me was a 2, but because I had this fact that I was able to figure out how to get a house
Right,
and
because
keep a job.
like Michael, he has a house, but it's parents that
Yeah, his parents
did it.
bought
Whereas this was,
my
I'm
work.
assuming, mostly by you, right?
Yeah, it was
No
my
help
work.
of any family or anything.
No. I wish I had some help. But yeah, I figured out everything in life. But I think that was also a benefit of, like, that's one of the good things about being late diagnosed, is I thought I was normal, and so then I did try more. Versus if I was diagnosed young, I might not have tried as much. But maybe I would have, because I also knew that I was different and I needed to limit the people that had authority over me.
I got you. Okay.
So it's hard saying, but
Would you say on a like day to day the spectrum changes
yeah, it
from that point, or 1.7 to 2.3?
Yeah,
So like you could be that bottom line 1.7 a day, but you wake up tomorrow and everything's just
worse.
bright and loud, and you know what I mean, you're
At the 2.3.
tip of the iceberg, I guess is what they might say.
And so some people that are diagnosed as 1s, somebody struggles a lot, and then they see somebody else not struggling that much, and they compare themselves. Like I seen a Facebook comment or something talking about it. Might have been on TikTok. But how they feel like they're not doing as good as other 1s. And so I kind of explained it in that way, that somebody could be diagnosed as a 1, but they fluctuate between 0.5 and 1.3, and so their worst is 1.3, and then my best is 1.7, but we're both diagnosed as 1.
Okay. Kind of a weird one. Weird last question for you. Do you have any like autism facts that most people wouldn't know? Like even me, like
Oh, I guess there's a theory that autism is caused by um, the brain's inability to prune extra synapses, and so that's why autistic people remember everything, because your brain didn't delete the extra synapses, and that's
okay,
also
so
what
it's
caused.
kind of like how you can, like you have fond memories of being like in your crib as a baby,
Yeah, I got
whereas
a bunch
I
of
can
baby.
only remember to like the age of 7.
Yep, that's essentially why. It
Granted, I had some accidents when I was a kid where I busted my head on concrete, so that probably didn't help any.
yeah.
Actually, that happened twice. One, we were camping, I busted my head open. I remember like mom trying to keep me awake, and that's probably my earliest memory I have ever.
So you probably lost everything before that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
and then I like remember being a baby like it was yesterday.
I did it again when I was like 8, maybe 9. Um,
Well, that is an interesting thing my brain does. I don't know if it's an autism thing, but I remember everything as if it was yesterday. And so it destroys my sense of time, but it also makes memories fresh. So yesterday I was a baby, but I was also 5 years old yesterday and also 10 years old yesterday. But now, yesterday, if you ask me what I did yesterday, I have no idea because I don't know where yesterday is on the timeline. Like, I still remember yesterday, I just don't remember where it goes. And so my sense of time is kind of destroyed because everything is yesterday.
I gotcha. Um, I think I'm pretty much down to. I think that was down to the last question right there.
Yeah.
I don't really.
So I could definitely relate to, like, a baby when I see a baby, like, looking around and stuff. I can remember, like, my memories of when I would look around and how I would see things. I got a whole bunch of baby memories I could talk hours on.
I do got 4 facts here. That I'm gonna go ahead and give out. I guess the first fact is that there is no medical detection or cure for autism,
Yep,
which I feel like that's pretty known.
yeah.
Um, Fact number 2: autism affects 1 in 68 children, and 1 in 42 are boys.
Okay. That one could be, that one could be skewed a little bit because it's hard to diagnose females because the criteria fits for only males when they first invented it. So less females get diagnosed. And they're more likely to be diagnosed with bipolar before they are autism.
I guess I could see that. Yeah, I haven't done that much research to know.
Yeah, you just.
I'm like, you know. Let's see. Fact number 3 we have here says autism receives less than 5% the research of many less prevalent childhood diseases.
And that's usually because autistic people aren't taken seriously. Like, there's a natural instinct in neurotypical people to not take an autistic person seriously.
Well, it almost feels like it goes back, like, because of like how things used to be,
Yeah.
and it kind of just got carried that way.
But it is improving as time goes on.
I feel like life used to be a lot of sink or swim, and
Yeah.
maybe autistic people might have sank a lot more back then, and I guess other people would just be like, well, you're sinking instead of swimming, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And now when it happens today, people haven't learned yet, like, hey, you can put your hand out and help that neighbor, don't be scared.
Yep.
Like, it's good to help people. I mean,
it's getting better as
it's
time
beneficial. You know what I mean? Then it says autism costs a family about $60,000 a year.
It could be true, especially if you have autism 2 or 3. I could see that.
I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, that must be higher,
Yeah,
earlier spectrum, maybe.
yeah, because it probably didn't cost my family any extra, but
yeah,
I had to.
say it kind of surprises me.
I mean, we definitely had to pay the ADHD tax in our family, which what that is you know you like go buy some eggs and then you forget about the eggs on the counter and now they're bad, so now you gotta go buy more eggs.
Well, it says 60,000 a year on average. Why? I guess.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. It's probably medical issues for 2 and 3.
What causes autism to cost a family money? I guess I don't understand. I'm gonna go ahead and look that one up right now just to see. Conclusion. Substantial healthcare expenses associated.
Autistic people do tend to have
more accidents, maybe?
No, more health issues, like body health issues. You know how my stomach's always all messed up?
Yeah.
I just watched a video before coming in here talking about how a lot of autistic people have messed up stomachs because your brain is sending wrong signals to your stomach. And that's why I have those issues, and I'm like, oh, interesting. I'd have to look more into it, but it's probably stuff like that. Like, I think you're a lot more prone to, like, chronic illnesses when you're autistic.
Let's see. Right here it says, and this is on the hopefor3.org website, if you guys are curious where I'm getting this from. It says, raising a child. Oh, wait. Where is it? A study conducted in 2020 found that the average per capita cost of ASD is $3,566. Oh, wait. That's for research time. I gotta scroll through this a little bit more. Okay, I see therapy on there. Under one of the reasons.
Yeah, therapy would make sense. That can get pretty expensive.
The diagnosis itself. Okay, this has probably changed. But if you guys want to check that out, you guys can. Hopefor3.org. But we're going to go ahead and end off this one today, or right now. And that's going to be the end of it. So if you guys did like this episode or this podcast, remember to subscribe, leave a like down below, a comment of something else you want us to talk about in the future, and I think that's about it. You got anything you want to say?
Nope, I think that's about it.
Cover everything you wanted to cover?
Yep.
All right. Well, in that case, Soul Hub Feels.